Hello and welcome back to MLB The Show 18 and the Jason Parham Road to the Show. I'm Tyrant Saber. Last time up, Jason broke a 6-game skid, winless period, where he took 8 innings against the Tampa Bay Rays in their house, allowed only 1 run on an error with 7 hits and a walk, collected 6 strikeouts, and got himself his 3rd win of the season. So let's get back out here and see what else we can get into. Bullpen day. What do we got? Slider velocity, always fun. Cut break, I guess. 12.6 velocity and K per 9 is good looking. Durability is just about capped. I'm actually kind of surprised. Yeah, heck with it, you know. Might as well bump up that core workout. Get that medicine ball working. Okay.
Our manager checks in with his ball club.
Yeah, Jason keeping him working.
A player's agent calls to touch base.
Talk with John Kent. It's been a while since we've talked to him. You know, I think aside from Jason's unhappiness with his performance at times this year, I think we're pretty happy in Boston still. We're not in Cy Young contention right now. Actually, it's amusing. Chris Sale, of all people, maybe that's not quite fair to say. Chris Sale is currently leading the AL Cy Young contention early in the season. Got an 8-1 record and 2.61 ERA with 79 strikeouts. It's funny, just because Jason has so much more WAR, he has such a higher WAR compared to Chris Sale. It's like over a half a win more than Chris Sale does. So it's a little bit funny, but at the same time, I can't really argue with an 8-1 record. So Chris Sale is on top of the rotation, and that's just kind of the way it is. So, you know, if we have a good year this year, don't win the Cy Young, we'll be about where I was, you know, coming into this year, where I figured Jason was going to win 1.5 Cy Youngs, where over the following 3 seasons, where it was like he wouldn't win one, he'd be in contention for one, but get snubbed, and then he would get one in the 3rd year. We're kind of playing it backwards. Figured Jason's due for one this year, but probably won't win it because he's had kind of a slump to start the year. But we're going to start today out playing the Toronto Blue Jays in Fenway. Now, Jason, of course, has played the Blue Jays a lot, being the AL East rivals. Played 8 games against them, collecting a 2.2 record, a 3.75 ERA, and a 3.21 WOBA. So let's go see what we can do against these Canadians out here. Go out here and get it.
We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. A Memorial Day get-together for you here at the ballpark between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. 2 great hitters lead their teams to battle next on MLB Network. Jason Parham, a right-hander from the Keystone State, gets the ball as the starter in this one. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, this guy has really struggled coming into this game, right? The league is hitting just under 300 against this guy, and that's something he really needs to improve on. And it'll be interesting to see if that trend continues in this start here.
And next will be Dansby Swanson digging in. He'll get us started in this one under the lights.
Now, Dansby Swanson, of course, formerly of the Atlanta Braves, who Jason had to face off against quite a bit on both the Marlins and the Mets.
Here we go, fellas, let's go.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Jammed him there as this
jam shot over to
Frazier comes up with it.
Adam Frazier, I think it is. I believe it's the usual suspects today. We got Mikey Matuk out in left instead of Andrew Benintendi. Sue Lin at second, so gotta watch that right field gap. But otherwise, everybody else looks to be about the same.
400 away from home, and that's the case here, so I expect to see him have another big game.
Next to bat for Toronto, Will Myers, and he comes in as a player to watch out for, hitting well over 300 on the season.
And Will Myers, I think, had been on, he definitely was a Padre.
Hey, come on now.
I don't recall where he got off to after he...
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Called strike over the outside corner. Guys,
his first pitch strike with the changeup.
Play here tonight. They come in scuffling a bit of late, just 2-4 over their last 6 games.
Yeah, Matty V, we've got a team here that's been playing some pretty good baseball. They're not quite in first place yet, D-Row, but they're playing good, and they like to stay competitive through the month of May.
Just on the Padres for the most part. So
let's be honest,
having kind of a reunion with a lot of
they've
players that we've
pitched
seen a
They're
lot
capable
of previously.
Much better than this, but it's early. We find ourselves just in the early phases of May. Ride it out and find a way to get hot.
Nope.
Cutter high, gets no
Above the
swing,
letters,
so
the
that's a
ball and
1-1
strike.
pitch.
Parham, he's the kind of pitcher that a lot of pitching coaches and managers really appreciate, and that he rarely issues the free pass. He's a strike thrower.
Yeah, Matty V, and I think every pitching coach and every
Swing and a miss
manager
on a curveball
loves to
that
have a
runs
guy like this
inside,
on
and
his
that's
staff.
1-2.
He won't beat himself. He'll make you put the ball in play, and he's not afraid to get his defense allowed. He's a pitch-to-contact guy.
Not sure I like the
and that's
execution
one of the
on that
keys
one.
why
That
he's
one
been
runs
able to
well
be
outside
such a good
for
pitcher at this level.
ball 2. So let's see if we can't dot the corner up here. Not so much. 3-2 count.
For a ball.
Looked like he tried
Calls
to
for
elevate a fastball
two-seamer
on that
down.
2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to
Swing
lay
and a
off
miss.
if you're the hitter.
Swing
Will
and a miss as
Myers
he
takes
ran
a
that
strike
two-seamer right by him for the
and
second out.
That
strikes
swing
out.
tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best two-strike approach either.
No data on the break, but
Stepping in
94
now is
mile
Mitch
an hour
Haniger. And as you take a
two-seamer
look
down
at
in the
splits
zone.
here, he's
We got
actually better
a swing
against
and a miss on.
right-handed pitching this season.
So calls for two-seamer outside. Again, not usually my favorite spot for these, but we'll do it.
First delivery to him on the way.
Just in case you
fastball is in
haven't been keeping
if I'm
up.
the hitter
The reason
right
I
here,
like
I'm
the
like,
two-seamer
okay,
inside and the
you wanna
cutter
come get
outside is
some early
because
in the
those are
count? I was
natural
about to
breaks
wait
for
you
those
out, but now
balls.
game on.
The two-seam is thrown with arm side action, which means that when it's thrown, it'll travel, as you can see here, it'll travel to the right or to the throwing arm side of whoever is throwing it. Whereas the cutter is thrown with glove side action.
Now a swing as he
Sprayed
shoots
off
this
into the
down
right field.
line. And this will find
Yasiel
the wall
Puig's got to
down
run
there
all the
near
way back to the
Pesky's
corner to
goal.
collect that one, and that will be a Mitch
And he is
Haniger
into second with a
two-out double.
Just goes to show
And
if
once
you're
again,
gonna
the
throw
story
that
of the
two-seam
season has been
fastball
2
away,
outs,
which I don't
man
think
on
is the best
base.
pitch anyway. You better start that thing out of the zone and let it work its
But
way back to
considering
the
where it wound
corner.
up
With
in the
this one,
zone,
it
I can't
started
really
out of the
say that I'm
corner,
surprised.
So it leaked back right over the heart of the plate and got whacked.
Off the plate
Two-seamer.
and away there. 1 ball, no strikes.
Outside,
These are
it's
the moments
nothing.
you
David
can't
Dahl
relax.
here
You
at the
never
plate
know when
now,
you're gonna be able to
formerly of
score
the
a few
Rockies,
runs
and
off a
again
great
somebody who
pitcher.
bedeviled
Here's
Jason
the
a bit
spot right here
when he was
early.
on the
Have to
Padres.
find a way. You're happy with one, but if someone can catch a gap, this game could.
He pulls this
Uh-oh,
one
that one's
high
going
and deep to
far.
right
That
center
one's
field.
heading out towards Williamsburg, but Jackie
Maybe
Bradley
not, as
Jr.
this
is
stays
just
up in
shy of
the
the
air
fence to
long
pull it
enough
in,
to be hauled in out there.
and
False
that'll save
alarm.
Jason a
That
couple
ends the
runs.
inning. Danger averted following the 2-out double. It's on to the bottom of the first. No score on MLB Network. Coming forward now, the Toronto designated hitter, Bruno Avalos. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest.
Boston gets nothing going after the first inning, so we'll carry on.
He's ready. Here's the
In any
first
case,
offering. Takes a
the
fastball
natural
on the
tendency
inside
of each
corner.
of these pitches is to go to one side or the other of the plate, and that means it's easier to throw a two-seamer to, say, Jason's right than it is to the left, and vice versa. It's easier to throw a cutter to the left than it is to a right, just because of the way that the throw goes. It's
Here
easier
comes
to
the
get one
0-1.
that starts on the plate and breaks
Hit on
off
the
than it is
ground
to
toward the
start
left.
one
Oh, and he can't
off the
pick it up
plate
cleanly.
and have it
And
break
he'll have
on.
no play as he reaches first base safely.
They can't get the ball can't collect the ball cleanly out there at short. Adam Frazier can't, so that'll be Bruno Avalos on base to start the second. Bring on Randall Grichuk, who has 2 career home runs against Jason. A career, what was it, 480, 499 WOBA against Jay. So this is a dude that does bad things to Jason.
Here comes the first pitch.
Grounder up the middle, though, and Adam Frazier can't collect it. So that'll be consecutive singles to start the second. Not what we want to see here.
Back-to-back singles right there. They are in prime position to put the first run on the board right here.
Yeah, he just can't get his glove down in time, and that'll be men in first and second to start the second with nobody out. Aledmus Diaz on the plate.
And that'll bring up Aledmus Diaz.
Strike called. No swing on the 2-seamer inside. Looked like his twitch was probably good time, but no swing on the 12-6 down inside. Not liking the execution there either, but 2-1 count.
Well, you better get it back together here quick because he's got 2 guys on already. He's starting to lose location of that strike zone.
Try
he's
to
got
change
throw a
up.
Strike right here.
Sprayed off into right field. That's going to drive home a run.
And they're going to take a 1-0 lead.
Yep, Bruce Avalos comes home on that. Aledmus Diaz, the 3rd consecutive single Jason has yielded here in the second inning. So not ideal.
To keep the mojo working.
Yeah, Dan, from an offensive standpoint, everyone searches for confidence, and that's exactly what they have right now. Everyone contributing makes for a fun clubhouse.
Heading out towards
that one, on the other hand, from Christian Villanueva, does slice a little bit to.
So here's how the Bo Sox are positioning themselves defensively. And
Puig
guys,
there
we
in
need
the
to
outfield.
seriously focus on the defense behind the dish today. This guy brings gold to the party, the ability to block balls, keep everything in front of him, shut down a running game, and massage his pitcher through 9 innings.
Stepping in, Wellington Castillo, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one.
And then Wellington Castillo, who has been the rain on Jason's parade on more than one occasion.
One down.
He's set. Here it
Broke
comes.
up a no-hitter on the Orioles, I think. He
strike.
broke up a Maddox on the White Sox.
First and second now, 1 man out.
Let's go now, 1 time.
Swing and a miss on the slider down.
He's
That'll be
quickly
0-2
behind
count.
0-2.
Good job of making him chase that pitch.
Try the same pitch, similar spot with a little showtime on it.
And the
Swing and a
slider
miss,
gets him
and that'll be
swinging,
2
gone.
away. So if we
Classic
can hold him
slider
here,
down and away for the strikeout
limit
there.
the damage, that would be
Not a whole lot
great.
to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
In now, Dansby
Got the
Swanson.
corner there, but the
A
ump
ball
didn't
and no
see it that
strikes.
way. Dansby Swanson
2 men
takes
are on
ball
with 2 men
1.
out.
Cutter down.
Find the ball, find the ball.
That one gets into the gap,
field,
but
that's a
Puig
base
is going to
hit.
come onto it
And they'll
fast,
put the
and that'll
brakes on
just
that
load
runner
the
at
bases
third,
for
and that means the
Will
bases are
Myers.
loaded now with 2 away.
Dan, he's got to find a way to get himself out of this. This is
All right.
constant traffic, and here he finds himself in the second with 2
This is
outs.
where we're
He's
scared
still
now.
giving up knocks.
We got bases
Trying to limit
loaded.
The pitch count also only in the second inning here, and his pitch count's getting up. He's had a lot of traffic on the bases, so he really needs to get out of this one right here.
Given the
Not what
situation,
we
he's
wanna
got an
see here.
opportunity to break this game wide open. The 1-0. is taken,
2-seamer
strike 1.
inside, called a strike for a 1-1 count.
Hey, you can do it, kid. No one better up there. Let's go.
Got to
Looking
force
to
at any
minimize the
base.
damage here. Now this
And
is
in
on the
fact,
ground
Tony
to second.
Kemp, or
Is he gonna
Tsue
get
Lin
out of
rather,
this? Over
going to
to
pull it in
first.
out
He
there,
does
and
get
that
out of
will
it, and
limit the
inning
damage
is
to
over.
1 run in the inning
Forced to settle for
on
just
3
the 1.
consecutive hits.
We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2.
Dansby
It's
Swanson
Blue
drives
Jays
1 in.
And the Red Sox.
Or excuse me, Aledmus Diaz drives 1 in.
Stepping in
And it'll
now
be
is Mitch
1-0.
Haniger.
Blue
He'll
Jays
step
going
in to lead it
into
off in the top
bottom
of
of
the third.
second, top of the third. Red Sox had nothing across, so it's still 1-0 Blue Jays. Let's keep going.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a curveball that time that broke too low.
Try a slider down, hopefully. Catches the inside corner for strike 2-1.
Henniger takes his swings from the right-handed batter's box, but he's one of those rare hitters that actually thrives facing same-handed pitching. One of the very best in the game, as a matter of fact, in that
Circle
type
change
of matchup.
outside corner,
Yeah,
no
Matty,
swing.
He does not leak with that
And we're
front
still
side.
1
He
and
keeps
2.
that shoulder tucked, stays inside the baseball, and it gives him every opportunity to hammer the fastball and stay
So
on that
cutter
breaking
up,
stuff.
perhaps. Reaches for one outside. He was early on it. Calls for a slider down. Time for some showtime on it. Let's see if we can't get a swing and a miss. Come on. See,
Tried to hold up there,
no.
appealed down to first, and
Held
no
up
swing.
just in time, and the
Ball
ump
two.
didn't think it was enough of a strike.
There, kid. Get your pitch and drive it.
Shame, but we'll keep going.
Hey, put one in the gap right here, huh?
Into the windup.
Change up
Here comes
inside
the 2-2
now.
Pitch. Hard hit at
Fanned
third.
over to,
Devers gloves it.
Rafael
First
Devers,
in
who gets it
time,
over
and the
to
leadoff man is gone to start
Dan
the third.
Vogelbach, and that's out number 1.
And now the Toronto number 4 hitter, David Dahl. He flew out in his last at-bat.
One down.
First delivery to him on the way. And a breaking
Tap
ball
on
is
the
chopped foul to the
curveball.
plate. It's 0-1.
Once again, I can never keep the two straight when I'm talking, even if I know the difference.
Hey, see it deep and drive it. What do you say?
For strike 1. Cutter down is the next call.
And
No
that
swing on
caught
one
a little
inside.
Too much, a ball and a strike. One out, nobody on.
Curveball, swing and a
For a
miss.
strike.
Offered at that breaking ball
Got
below
that
the
downward
zone,
tilt
and that's a
working, but
tough one to
he
spin.
has
But
good
the key
timing
is
on that one, so I don't know that I feel
recognizing it
comfortable
coming out of the
going
pitcher's
the same
hand
one
making sure that
twice.
it goes up before it comes down. More likely to be a hanger when that's the case.
So, two-seamer up and outside, no
Two
swing.
balls and 2 strikes now.
Up out of the zone. How about a slider in?
Three balls
No
and
swing
2
on the
strikes to
slider
Blue
in
Jays
off the
center
plate.
fielder.
It's 3-2 count.
Bruno Avalos is on deck.
So cutter inside.
High and deep down the left field line.
Late on it.
And this will
Had
wind
good
up a foul
contact
ball.
with it. He just didn't get it squared up. So two-seamer down. Are you swinging?
And that
You're
misses
not.
for ball 4.
David Dahl takes a walk.
Yeah, well, when a
that'll
guy's
be
swinging the
man
bat
on
as well as
first
he's
with one
been,
away.
this is a smart move. No reason to tempt fate out there.
Next will be the designated hitter, Bruno Avalos.
Bruno Avalos.
So Bruno got himself a run off his first appearance against Jay.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
But this is going to be a grounder up the middle.
To second for one.
Adam
On to
Frazier,
first
Tsu
as
Wei
they
Lin,
get the double play
Dan
to get him out
Vogelbach,
of the
and that'll
inning.
end the inning.
We'll go quietly here in this half inning. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. The Jays are out in front, 1-0. Here's Randall Gritchick, 1 for 1 after a single his first time up.
Left fielder. Randall.
Still nothing from Boston after 3 innings, so we'll carry on.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Takes
Dot
a
the
knee-high
corner with that
fastball.
two-seamer. It's strike
From
one.
an offensive standpoint, they already knew they had their work cut out for him against a great pitcher. But if he's going to locate like that, this is
Slider
gonna
down
be
and
a
away
tough
is
day.
the call.
In there.
Gets
and
the
it's
outside
0-2
corner.
now.
Still no swing. Calls for a low two-seamer out of the zone.
A bouncer
That's
up
going to
the
get
middle.
back up the middle. Adam Frazier ranging to his
Throw to
left.
first in time,
Gets the
one gone
ball
near
over to
fourth.
Dan Vogelbach for the out. 6-3.
In now, Aledmus Diaz looking to follow up the RBI single from his first at-bat.
Now an inside slider is the call.
He's ready. Here's
Diaz
the first
appears to be
offering.
pretty hot all over the zone, so I'm
And
not
the
sure it
slider
makes
stayed
sense to
low,
throw
apparently,
anywhere.
for a ball.
But
One
you don't
run,
have the option
5
not to
hits,
throw
and
anywhere,
no
except
errors
perhaps
in the
to
game for Toronto.
intentionally walk somebody. And I'm not intentionally walking Aledmus Diaz. Come on.
High and
Who do you think
deep
you're
to
talking
right
to?
center. Bradley on the run.
Jackie Bradley Jr.
He's
back there
got
in
it.
center
A nice
field
play there.
pulls it
2
in, and
away.
that'll be 2 away. Recovering somewhat after
Stepping
that
up to the
awkward
plate,
second
Christian
inning,
Villanueva.
appears.
So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout.
Christian Villanueva, actually, after this 2018 season where he played for the Padres, he actually has gone to Japan to play baseball.
First delivery to him on the
The
way.
Padres sold his contract to the
And it's
Yomiuri
fouled
Giants of Nippon Professional Baseball, and that is where Villanueva will be playing his baseball this coming year.
Here we go now. Let's go.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Swing and a miss on
and
that
a ball
curveball
down.
inside.
Hey, from an offensive standpoint, you better
So,
get it.
calls now for slider outside. I love it. Let's do it. Showtime slider. Get it working.
Ouch, you better pull the trigger.
No, not so much.
Bad misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure.
So, cutter outside.
Still a ball
Gets
and
a
2
tap
strikes.
going down the line. He was late on it. So, how about one top of the zone, perhaps? Not so much. Now, inside is the call.
Again, a 1-2.
Let's do it.
And he lays
Oof.
off it to even the count 2-2.
Right there
Wow,
on the
that was a
corner
close
and no
pitch on
call.
1 and 2. The count's now
Ump
at
has
2
been
and 2,
very
but,
unfriendly
boy, that one
towards
very
Jason
easily
today.
could have been called strike
I wouldn't
3.
quite go so far as
Really
to say
close pitch.
unfair, because I don't know that
2-2.
I've seen any egregiously bad calls yet,
It's
but
looked at and the count moves full.
he
I gotta
certainly
commend
has
him
not been
for
very
being a
friendly with
really
the black
tough out
here.
right now. Not everyone will battle like this with 2 outs and nobody on.
So Villanueva putting up a good fight here in the fourth,
Count still full. 3-2.
fouling stuff off. Late on it again. Well, hell. I don't like doing it, but we'll just give him a challenge fastball if that's what he wants.
And he
Strike
struck him
3
out,
called
so
on
he
one
was
up in the
forced to
middle,
make
and that'll end the
9
inning.
pitches that at bat, but he'll take it as the inning is over. Blue Jays go down in order, but they're on top 1-0. Digging in, Wellington Castillo. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Well, still nothing from Boston after 4 innings. We go
Ready
into
with
the
first
fifth,
pitch.
down
Here it
1-0.
comes. Drives it out to deep right center field.
Jason left a
Puig
slider
looking up.
hanging, it looks like.
Gone
And that's into
the
Williamsburg.
home
That is a home
bullpen
run
a
for
home
Wellington
run.
Castillo to lead off the 5th inning.
Solo shot to right
The
center.
old veteran
7
still
home
has some
runs for
pop
him on
in
the
that
year
bat.
now, as the Blue Jays take a 2-0 advantage.
Hey, listen, there's an old adage in baseball that solo home runs won't kill you. This is one of the top hitters in that lineup. So a home run, a solo home run right here, it's not the end of the world.
Right into the bullpen. Unfortunate, but pull your pants up, Jay. Carry on. We got work to do still. Dansby Swanson backed up to the plate. Career
And
188,
next will be Dansby
Woba,
Swanson digging
or excuse
in,
me,
as he will take strike 1
coming
on the
into
fastball
this
here. No balls
appearance,
and a strike.
he has a
He's working
155
on 1
Woba.
for 2 games so far.
Here we go. Hey, your pitch. Drive it deep, huh? Here you go.
The windup and the 0-1. Popped him
Popped straight up.
up. Swihart over to his right.
Blake Swihart right
1 out.
under it to pull it in for the first out.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took
Maybe
him up
not
the
the way
ladder,
Jason
and
wanted
he
this inning
couldn't
to
get up
start,
it.
but
so that was an
we're still
easy
working.
pop out. Well executed pitch there.
Here's Will Myers. As he'll
Clearly,
take a
the
cold
starter
strike at the
for
knees. It's
Toronto,
0-1.
Boyd Lester,
No
has it
hits to
going
this
on, which
point.
is surprising considering he came into the game with a 5.24 ERA and a 3.6 record. Now, I can't, as I've said before, record is not the best judge of pitching performance. I mean, just look at Jason Parham with a 235, 67 strikeouts, and a 3.3 record. but at the very least, you'd expect a lot more runs across.
If you're going to have success against some of the better
Okay, it looks like Jason's starting to lose patience with the ump a little bit here. He has been pitching very well to the corners and on the black, and the ump has been having none of it today.
The 1-1.
Swing and a miss on the curveball down. It's the way you got to do it, Jay. If he's not going to call the strikes on the black, you got to get him to swing. Two-seamer down. Taps it into the dirt.
2 runs.
He was still early on it, so let's go Showtime slider away. See if we can't get him swinging and missing on it. Yes, we can, in fact, and that will be 2 strikeouts for Will Myers on the day.
For the second time tonight.
It'll be the second out of the inning.
Didn't get started the way he'd hoped with that home run, but I've got to give him credit for flushing it and coming back here to get strikeouts on the last 2 guys. He's acting like it didn't even happen before.
Which will bring up, of course, Mitch Haniger.
Now batting, right fielder.
Into the box.
Got a career 387 WOBA, 2 career home runs in 22 plate appearances, including this one.
He's 1 for 2 in this one.
So, very good plate appearances for him against Jason.
The 0-1 delivery.
Got a career
skied into straightaway
968 OPS. But he's going to sky out to Yasiel Puig in right field, and that'll end the inning.
So 1 run here on 1 hit, which was the home run. No errors and no one left. So here's the cleanup hitter, David Dahl.
Still nothing for the Red Sox going into the top of the 6th.
Ready with the first pitch.
I'm not clear if Boyd Lester is pitching well or if his defense have gotten really lucky, or if the Red Sox are just, left the bats in the locker room and are swinging spaghetti out here. I don't know what the deal is.
I am all over the gas, or I am allowed the opportunity to sit on something.
Two-seamer up in the zone.
1-1. When you're down 0-1, your head's on a swivel.
Can't argue with that call too much.
Line drive.
This one's shot out to left field. Mikey Motzhook is out there to pull it in for the first out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
Just a little bit unlucky on him.
Now batting.
Into the box now, Bruno Avalos, as he'll look at a breaking ball.
12-6 on the outside, called for a ball.
1 for 2 in the ball game thus far.
Hey, now we got one.
So let's try a change up inside. He makes contact.
On the ground over to first.
Gets past both Dan Vogelbach and Sue Lin at second.
Hey, pitchers, you better start taking notice of this guy. He better be circled on that.
That'll be his second hit of the game, 2 for 3 with a run.
Ball game right there, and I don't see him stopping.
Bring up Randall Grichuk.
Ready now.
With one away.
He was
Man
a
on
ground
first.
out victim last time up. Here comes the first pitch. Ball 1.
Two-seamer down, gets nothing, and it'll be ball 1.
Avalos stands at first with 1 out. And he misses
Same spot with the curveball and no
you
swing.
can see what he's trying to do right there. Double play situation, 2 balls down in the zone, trying to
Try
get
change
that
up,
ground
same
ball.
spot.
Didn't
That
get
one
him
is
to
hung a
bite it,
little
either
bit, but
one.
it's still
Now
in the
he's
zone
behind
for
the
a
count,
strike.
2-0.
Hey, let it fly up there, huh?
Two-seamer inside. That was not inside. That was right over the heart of the plate.
He got all of that.
And Randall Grichuk drives that one on top of the monster and out of the yard. Home run for Randall Grichuk, 2 RBIs
Randall
for
Grichuk,
him and Bruno
Avalos.
And that's going to put the Red Sox down 4-0.
Well, this game is definitely out of the norm from this guy. I mean, his ERA is in the 2s, and they're just hammering him all over the yard. That earned run average will be on the rise.
And that is going to end it for
this
Jason today. It's going to be a short and unpleasant one for him today. Not even getting through 6, not even getting the quality start.
That's going to do it for his starter here this evening. Gone after 5 1/3 here, as he never really found his groove in this one. Phil Maton, a right-handed reliever standing 6'3", gets the ball now out of the bullpen.
Well, just another day at the office for these guys. That stretches their winning streak to 5, and they're playing well in all 3 phases of the game. Pitching, fielding, and hitting.
Well, it was another clunker for Jason today. He pitches only 5 1/3 innings, allowing 4 runs on 8 hits and a walk, including 2 home runs, collecting only 4 strikeouts and getting himself the loss. He goes to 49 36 in his career and 3 4 on the year. His ERA has gone to 2.69. His FIP is at 2.83, and his xFIP is at 3.22. So that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm Tyrant Saber. I will see you at the ballpark.